There is something many Nigerians fear more than poverty, and that is looking poor. Not necessarily being poor, but being seen as poor. Because in Nigeria, poverty is not treated as a temporary condition. It's often treated as a personal failure, a source of shame. You understand? And that changes how people behave. Think about it, but how many Nigerians are struggling silently right now? Not because help does not exist, but because asking for help feels humiliating. Someone loses their job, nobody knows. Someone is behind on rent, nobody knows. Someone is drowning in debt, nobody knows. Someone hasn't eaten properly in days, and yet online everything looks normal, everything looks fine, everything looks successful. Why? Because many Nigerians learn from an early age that visible poverty attracts judgment. When they see say you dey cast, people go judge you. You understand? People begin talking differently around you. Respect changes, attention disappears. Even friendships can shift. Suddenly, people stop inviting you to certain places. People stop calling as often as they used to. People stop taking your opinion seriously. Not because you changed, but because your social status changed. And human beings are extremely sensitive to status. That's why some people spend money they should be saving. And that's why some people refuse to downgrade their lifestyle. That's why some people continue performing success while privately they are collapsing. Because they are not only trying to survive economically, they are trying to survive socially. The fear is not just hunger, the fear is humiliation. The fear is being looked down upon, the fear is becoming invisible. And Nigerian society can be very unforgiving towards visible struggle. When you see somebody they struggle physically, you just despise the person. That's the kind of society we live in. And then we celebrate success loudly, but we often hide suffering. You understand? Think about the language people use. Don't disgrace the family. What will people say? Try to maintain yourself. Notice how much emphasis is placed on appearance. A lot of emphasis are placed on appearance, on reputation, on public perception, because people become trapped between reality and image, and eventually image starts winning. A person would rather suffer privately than admit help. A family would rather borrow money than reduce their scale of a ceremony, like a wedding ceremony, a birthday ceremony. They want it to be lavish. Instead of saving money, they borrow money to make it look lavish. A young professional would rather go broke maintaining appearances than risking looking unsuccessful. Because in a status conscious society, image becomes social currency. But there's a hidden cost. There's a hidden cost. The more people hide their struggles, the more people hide their struggles, the more isolated they become. Everybody thinks they are suffering alone. Everybody thinks everyone else is doing better. Everyone believes they are falling behind. Meanwhile, there are millions in the country that are carrying similar burdens. You understand? So this is one reason social media can be psychologically exhausting. You are comparing your behind the scene reality to someone else's carefully edited presentation, and over time, this comparison creates anxieties, and anxiety creates shame. And shame creates silence. The result is a society full of people carrying invincible pains. People smiling in public, breaking down in private, and smiling in public. This suffering and smiling concept that Fela talked about back in the days. The truth is that poverty is difficult, but shame makes it harder. Because once people become afraid of appearing vulnerable, they lose their ability to seek support, and no human being was designed to carry life's burden completely alone. It's not in our design to be like that. A healthy society does not only celebrate success, it creates dignity for people during struggle. Because every human life moves through season. There's season, sometimes growth, sometimes loss, sometimes abundance, sometimes hardship. That's just life. You understand? And your worth should never depend on which season you are currently. Your worth should not be measured based on the season you are. The real tragedy in life is not poverty. The real tragedy is a society that convinces people they must hide their humanity in order to preserve their dignity. Peace and love.